Yeah, good point. I feel like Maxi's like the purest, hex derivative, um, because the other
It's a
ones
good
like
case for
have a
that.
spin on it. Yeah, so he should be preaching, and plus because like he talked about in like 2020 that inevitably somebody would create something like Maxi. Somebody would create a pooling, a staking feature. So,
All these things are coming to
anyways,
life,
anyways,
and we're still
in my
early.
opinion, these are things that the venture capitalists are gonna end up having to buy when there's gonna be no more hex left for sale. In a couple years, as this average stake length, pumps beyond an average of 7 years, average stake length, and people are waiting in line to buy to buy hex as it gets unstaked. I think the smart money that's going to come in after we go viral, they're going to have to end up buying the derivative of B shares with Hedron. They're going to have to start participating in these, Deca, Base, Maxi, if they want.
Mm,
Yeah.
wow, that's a good point, man. The new money, and so just, and we'll wrap up on this, but like, why could they just not afford Hex at that point, or would they like, why would they go for those instead of Hex,
Well,
later down the
because
road?
I mean, if they want to, like, well, it's the same parameters that we have now. Like, if you want to get a shark position right now in Hex, I mean, I haven't run the numbers, but back when we were pumping, it was nearly impossible. Like it's impossible to acquire enough hex to, have that many T shares. So, you know, at soon in the next, bull market of hex, it's going to become unattainable to afford being a dolphin, without driving the price up, so significantly against yourself. So, these leagues are becoming unattainable. What is becoming attainable are these derivative products that let you buy and sell stakes OTC, right? Like
Mm,
Hedron enables you to, are going to empowering you to buy into the pool that is therefore benefiting from the staked hex and the maximum bigger and better pays better bonuses. So I feel like
wow,
when there's
yeah.
massive liquidity, and that's actually the reason why they ended up creating Deca base,
The perpetuals.
yeah, the perpetuals, because it's supposed to mimic like the bonds that are set at different durations.
Hmm.
And there's essentially more liquid ways to speculate on the underlying asset without having to move the market against you to get a position in that, in the asset that everybody wants, which is hex. So that's the purpose of
Gotcha.
these things. Right now, there's people are laughing at a Hedron and laughing at the fact that, oh, I can get 100, maybe like $50 if I borrow against my 5 stake, and that's nothing. But um, again, we're still like I don't know 30x away from Hedron having its true value tied to a B share,
Yeah, something like
and
that. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So yeah,
very good.
it's yeah, it's really interesting. But yeah.
Cool, man. Yeah, we had to get that in because it's an important part that not a lot of people are talking about. I haven't heard a lot of people talk about in the future. We know T shares, we know B shares,
Yeah.
maybe even lower T shares, 1,000 shares at some point.
Well, yeah, M, right? B, M, K. Hedron already introduced the popularized B shares,
Yeah,
and we're 2.5 years in. In another year, two,
M
three,
shares.
M shares is going to be what everyone's going to be talking about. Um, and just with the trend, you're going to get these new participants that are only staking 5, 5, 5, 5, and there's going to be very little hex left for sale. So I really believe a future where people are going to be waiting in line just to get hex.